Hi, Shannon.
Guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm
It's pretty
good.
fun.
It's
Hi,
better than
Shannon.
nothing, right? Hi, Lisa. We're feeling a little bit of the love at least.
Hey, Steven.
Hey Bill, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Morning.
Good morning, how you doing?
Good. So I gave you screen sharing rights already, should you need them.
Okay,
And then I can help with the chat box questions. Whenever you get to stopping point, you want to take questions, or if you just want to wait till the end, let me know.
no, I think as we go is good,
Okay. And then,
as long as I'm not mid-sentence, maybe.
oh, darn it.
Yeah,
All right. We'll wing it. That's what we've been doing for the last couple of days. It's working out okay.
yeah, yeah, it has. It's been working great.
Couple days, couple months, right? We've all been kind of winging it.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness. So we have a few more minutes. We'll let people keep entering and we'll get started.
Bill, what's new down there?
Pretty much the same as everybody else. Just trying to get ready and start preparing.
Yeah, no kidding.
How's everything with you guys?
It's okay. I mean, it's good. It's good. We're super lucky. Um, Everybody has shown us a lot of support, and we've been able to maintain a very good standard. So, I mean, we have no complaints.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I'll actually touch on that in my little presentation, you know. So I figure some people are curious about how everything's going.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody sees it through a different lens, right? So it's like, what's going to happen with this and what's going to happen with that? And 11:15 session of the Canyon State bus sales industry updates. We have Stephen Polizzatto here to visit with us. And I just want to take a moment to give special thanks to our 2020 conference sponsors, ADEQ Auto Safety House, Vulnerability, Canyon State Bus Sales, Cummins Engines, REI, RWC Group, and the Trust. Their support for this year's virtual platform has allowed us to stand by our commitment to present student transportation information and relevant content to everyone, all of our members. So we're super grateful for that. And with that, I will turn it over to you, Stephen. Welcome and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Shannon. It's good to be here. It's good to be happy and healthy. So I hope everybody else is happy and healthy as well. And I'm glad that we got to meet in this format rather than not meeting at all. So it's good to see some familiar faces and some familiar names, and hopefully we get to shake hands sometime soon in the future. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit today about Bluebird and Canyon State bus sales and how everything is going. I've got a PowerPoint that I was going to throw up there in a minute. But I just wanted to make a side note that, you know, if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to put them up in the group chat. I'd like to see a nice, healthy, productive group chat throughout the presentation if possible. So, you know, have some fun and in the spirit of TAA. And if you have anything that you want to say, please feel free to say it.
For sure.
All right. So I believe I am sharing my screen for the presentation. Is that correct?
Yep, we've got it.
All right. So these are some of the new improvements from Bluebird and Canyon State bus sales. Some of these have been around for, anywhere from 3 months to 6 months to a year, or maybe they're just notable and I wanted to make mention of them again. First things that I'm going to cover are electric buses, seats, and air conditioning, something that we all want to talk about at all times. And then we're going to go on and talk about microbird buses, electronic stability control, disinfecting your bus, and Cummins engine updates. I know I'm kind of all over the place with the topics, but these are the things that had updates, so just bear with me if you can. To start with, Canyon State Bus Sales is Bluebird Corporation's 2019-2020 Dealer of the Year. So I just wanted to issue a huge thank you to all of you listening that helped us make this possible. It's a lot of work. We were able to surpass our sales goal by an incredible amount thanks to all of your business and participation, and a big part was the VW settlement as well. And it's a huge honor to be given the Bluebird Dealer of the Year. And actually we won it in 2016 as well. So to win it twice out of the more than 50 dealers in the United States is no small feat. And again, we couldn't have done it without all of your support. And we just want to say thank you again.
That was awesome.
Yeah, if you want to throw a little clap up there, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Right?
There it is. All right. Canyon State Bus Sales coronavirus update. So far, throughout the coronavirus, we have had no layoffs. We have had no pay decreases. And we are, as a company, committed to industry long-term. And what that means to us is that we see the big picture and we want to keep our valued employees on staff and want to keep them happy and healthy and want to keep them financially solvent, as well as keeping the company financially productive. And, it's really, really good to be working for a company that hasn't had to do any of these things, because it just keeps us working much harder and much happier. So as far as Bluebird goes for coronavirus updates, most of the manufacturers, much like Bluebird, throughout really the very, very tough times of the epidemic, if you want to call it, have shut down their production. So Bluebird shut down for roughly 2 weeks, which means that there will be a 2-week lag on all production and deliveries. Now, if you've talked to your salesperson and they've notified you that your bus is going to be delivered XYZ, disregard what I'm saying. But if you've got a bus on order in the future, that's something to consider, that Bluebird did shut down for 2 weeks, which means that everything gets pushed back 2 weeks. In addition to that, Microbird was shut down for 5 weeks, and that's per the Canadian government. So that's something that we'll have to consider as well for our Type A minibuses.
Okay.
All right, so starting with alternative fuels, electric buses. I can't really talk about electric buses without talking about all the alternative fuels, because I want to set the landscape for what's available and what's possible. So we offer propane, and we offer a low NOx option that is very popular in California. And we offer a standard option as well, which is very popular here in Arizona. Believe it or not, Arizona is a high propane state. There's a lot of propane fuel, auto fuel going on in this state. And that's because of some very large early adopters and some other folks that have really committed to going green and saving a few dollars on their cost per mile. Next is gasoline, and the propane and the gasoline are both on the same Ford power plant. And what I mean by that is they both have a Ford engine and a Ford transmission. And, you know, we have been really, really successful partnering with Ford Roush in the, gosh, I think it happened in 2011. We started the partnership. And that partnership has been very, very fruitful for both companies because Arizona is a great state for propane and gasoline. And as well, we have really good support structures for Ford in the state of Arizona. Gasoline has been pretty good in Arizona. I wouldn't say it's been as popular as propane, but it's a great option for customers who have limited resources when it comes to diesel mechanics or diesel technicians or diesel fuel or really anything of that nature. And if they want a simpler, non-emissions school bus, it's a great option. CNG has been a limited fuel in the state of Arizona. And the difference, a lot of people confuse propane and CNG. Propane is something that is delivered via truck. CNG is piped in. So propane is very popular in your barbecue grill, or say if you're up north and you heat your home with propane. CNG is very popular with, you know, your kitchen stove or something of that nature. It's much higher PSI fuel, CNG, so it's more limited to work on. And we offer CNG in conventional and transit. We offer gasoline in conventional and propane in conventional, both with type A as well. And then finally to electric. We currently have electric available. We've sold one type C electric bus in the state of Arizona, and I believe we are in the process of delivering it. And we have sold one type A electric school bus in the state of Arizona, and we have already delivered it. So it's not something that's happening in the future, it's happened now, it's available now. If you're really interested in electric and you want to take advantage of the maintenance savings as well as the, you know, emissions advantages, please let us know and we can orchestrate a demonstration for you anytime. We're very happy and very proud of our electric power plant, which is supplied by Cummins. Cummins has been a great partner to the school bus industry for a long time, and now they are taking the next step forward with their electric school bus innovation. So very reputable, very long-standing, very well-known company. I mean, everybody in our industry knows Cummins, and if you're interested in electric, it's a great partnership. So these are the buses that we have available in electric currently. You can buy these today. And we have our transit style electric bus, type D. It's a quote unquote rear engine, but the rear engine compartment doesn't have a lot in it because it's electric. It charges in 6 to 8 hours. GVW is up to 36.2, 84 passenger, 120 miles. Now, when it comes to all of the electric buses, we offer air conditioning through the factory, and we offer heat through the factory as well. Air conditioning will consume about 8% of the range on an electric bus. So for every 100 miles, you're going to lose about 8 miles if you run the air conditioning. And then the bigger parasitic load is the heat, whereas for every 100 miles that you run an electric bus, you're going to lose about 18% of your load to your heat. So that's an electric heater as well. So it's kind of favorable considering we're in the state of Arizona. I know there are some cold areas in the state, but if you're in a truly cold area, electric is a challenge in some ways because the bus is supposed to be parked in a range of temperature from 14 degrees to 77 degrees. So if you don't have those climate conditions, you should consider parking it inside. And this is for all electric buses. This is just the nature of battery power. And we have found this out because we were first to the table. Bluebird was actually given $4.4 million by Department of Energy to develop the first 120-mile electric bus, and we were able to achieve that. So moving on, we have our Type A Microbird G5 electric. We've sold one of those in the state. It's been very successful so far. Range is up to 100 miles. Capacity is up to 30. And it's a very, very reliable, dependable bus as well. Our electric Type C is the one that we've sold in the state and is available today. And the range is 120 miles, again, up to 77 passengers, 33,000 GVWR, and charge time of 6 to 8 miles. This is there is a price savings to buying the Type C conventional electric compared to the Type D rear engine electric. And if you consult with your local school bus salesperson, they can give you more specifics on that. If the rule of thumb is that if you want to go green, save the environment, and you want to do so without any additional emissions or infrastructure, save a charging station, electric is a great way to go. It's not for everybody, as Tom pointed out, with propane and gasoline. Electric is not for everybody as well. And we recognize that, and we are here to support your diesel needs. But we're also here to support whatever other alternative fuel needs you may have. I've kind of touched on some of this stuff that we partnered with Cummins for our Bluebird electric bus. Credible, reliable, and well-known. Cummins is committed to investing $500 million over 3 years to electrification. Bluebird has actually been involved in bus electrification since 1994 when we provided electric buses to the Atlanta Olympics, because Bluebird is headquartered in Fort Valley, Georgia, and we partnered with the Olympic Committee to provide circulator buses for the event. Year to date, we've sold over 100 electric buses in the United States, which is quite a feat considering, all of the factors that go into choosing electric. All right, so this is an old picture, but I'd like you to bear with me because the Bluebird Next Gen seat went through another evolution. And that evolution was we kept the innovative bottom cushion that tilts up, allowing for easy access for between seats and easy cleaning. We kept the contour back in the older models, and the headrest is for the older models as well. So for the newer models, it is a straight back, like the old style seats. And that is something that we basically got a lot of feedback from the market, and the market told us, hey, we're not wild about these headrests built into the seats. Can you do away with them? And that's exactly what we did. So Bluebird has been very, very responsive to the market and the market's needs. And we are moving forward with the new next gen seat, and it has been very well received so far. All right, so this is the air conditioning portion. This is the T340 air conditioning unit that we have available for purchase now on Mojave. And the best part about this unit is it is engineered, designed, and sourced in South Georgia from a manufacturer that we have used for at least 15 years. So there's a very good line of trust, a very good relationship, and they only supply us with the highest quality products installed. So this is basically a 7/8 of the AC353 system. If you're all familiar with the AC350 or the AC353, basically the big rooftop unit that comes with usually an 05G compressor is the big system. And if you want something at a little bit reduced cost, something more competitive, we can offer you a full interior low profile ducting system for just under $15,000, which, you know, considering the other system is on Mojave for somewhere between $17,000 and $19,000, it is a good deal. We've introduced the Microbird 35 passenger bus into the market. This is one of the largest Type A buses available. The reason it's a 35 passenger and not a 36 passenger, because you may have read in School Bus Fleet or STN that a 36 passenger bus is available. You can only get 35 passenger with rear air conditioning. So in our climate, we almost always assume that people need rear air conditioning because it works the best. It can be built on a Ford or Chevy chassis, one-piece roof bows, one-piece roof, and it has the standard 32-inch wide electrical double opening door, which is definitely an innovator in the industry.
Huh.
All right, so paint. Bluebird committed and developed and built a new paint booth. It is state-of-the-art, all robotic, and we went from using about 3 gallons of paint per bus to using less than a gallon of paint per bus. And that covers the whole bus with more coverage. What this means for the look of the Bluebird bus, and I'm going to ask you to look really close at your screen here just for a moment, because what it means for the look of the Bluebird bus is all of the bow caps from now on will be painted black around the 8 ways, all the way around, all the way to the top, because of our new paint booth and its robotic infrastructure. It only allows certain paint configurations. And moving forward, the rub rails will be painted all black as of March 2020. Now, you may be looking at these rub rails and you say, yeah, it looks like a rub rail. Well, look a little closer if you could, if you don't mind, because in the past, we only painted the center of the rub rail. So there was a lot more yellow in it. Now, there's a lot more black in the rub rail, if you'll see. We'd love to show you in real life. So if you need a new bus to help demonstrate what it looks like, we'll bring one by anytime. All right, so on to the Cummins updates. And these are very fresh. Basically, there will be some changes to the B67 and the L9. The main point to the whole, because I'm not going to read all of this because you want to go to lunch and I like eating lunch too. But the main point to this is there's new maintenance protocols with a maintenance-free breather system that is going to be very, very advanced compared to the 2017 V67. It's got new exhaust manifold pressure sensor. It's got a next generation control module, copper-free oil cooler, so forth and so on. But as you see, there are some big changes coming to the Cummins B67 for 2021. The changes coming to the after treatment as well, both the B67 and the L9 are both going to be getting new dosing units. And they have the next gen nozzle for improved uptime and performance. They are also compatible with the new control module, and they have new RADP sensor. So what does this mean? This means that the new EPA 2021 B67 is going to increase its oil and filter change times from 20,000 miles, 550 hours, to 30,000 miles, 1,000 hours, or 18 months. And that's dependent on your duty cycle. Like Jeremy pointed out in previous presentations, the duty cycle for school bus is severe. So this could be truck. We don't know yet. This is just very preliminary information from Cummins. And then you'll see below, fuel filter change goes from 15,000 miles, 500 hours, to 60,000 miles, 2,000 hours, or 18 months. Big change for the fuel filter change. And then the crankcase ventilation filter is now maintenance free. So that's something that can help everybody. This is operating cost reduction for the B67. The first tower here is for 2013. And from 2013 to 2017, we reduced operating costs by 8%. And then from 2017 to 2021, for the Cummins engine, we're able to reduce operating costs by another 2%. Now, 2%, you may be scoffing at that and saying it's not that big of a deal, but when you run as many miles as a school bus, it is a big deal. Okay, L9 updates. And I'm going a little quicker through these because I don't want the technical specifications to lose everybody. So for the L9, it's also got the maintenance-free breather system, which is an excellent addition, improvement to the system. It's got the same upgraded next generation control module and control software. The EGR valve has been added to make it a bit more robust. Lowered peak torque speeds, which is great. Reduced water pump speeds, increased compression ratio, just across the board. If you're looking at the L9 and you want to summarize in one sentence, well, tell me what it is that you changed. Better fuel economy. That's what you need to know. And this is the big engine. So if we need better fuel economy somewhere, it's in the better, bigger engine. Changes to the 2021 L9 aftermarket, after treatment, is another updated dosing unit with the next gen nozzle, larger SCR catalyst, improved RADP sensor, larger DOC catalyst while maintaining overall package size, and so forth. Now, what does this mean? This means that your oil and filter change can go from 35,000 miles, 1,000 hours, to 50,000 miles, 1,500 hours. Again, like Jeremy said, duty cycle dependent, and we are severe. What does it mean for your fuel filter? Goes from 15,000 miles, 500 hours to 50,000 miles, 1,500 hours. And it makes your crankcase ventilation filter maintenance free. So for all of you in the room that are concerned with Cummins engines and the improvements that they're making, these are the improvements that they're making. You can see that a total cost analysis of the Cummins L9 for fluid operating costs, normal duty cycle, 15,000 miles. So again, these numbers are going to be slightly different for when they release more information on the severe duty cycle, because this is a normal duty cycle, but it did improve 2% from 2017 to 2021 on the fluid operating costs. And then the annual maintenance costs running 15,000 miles a year, there's a 25% reduction going from 2017 to 2021. So, oh, please go ahead.
I'm sorry. So just there's a question after this slide about the paint, and because it's using less paint, what can we expect as far as the paint lasting, staying yellow, not turning pastel? That's from Eric Kissel.
So the biggest change for paint should have happened in roughly 2000 and I hope that I'm addressing his question correctly, because I don't think that the paint booth amount of paint is going to affect the length of paint fade that occurs. But I think the biggest change is going to be in about 2015, we went from a nickel-based paint to a chromium-based paint. And the base of the paint dramatically improved. And when we did that, it really, really made the shine of the paint last a lot longer. Because if you remember, there was a series of buses, and I don't think I'm telling stories out of school here. There was a series of buses that faded right off the bat. And when we changed our paint formula, it really improved quickly. Now, to address Eric's question more specifically, I think that this is going to be better for paint and paint fade because we're getting actually more paint coverage than we were before with manual sprayers.
Good, thank you.
All right, so everybody's talking about electronic stability control, which is a feature that we've actually had in the Bluebird system for a long time. The difference is that we had a charge with it. So if you wanted electronic stability control, it costed money as an upgrade. Whereas now, due to the regulations in the trucking industry, it's becoming mandatory on all trucks, which is affecting the school bus industry because now it's becoming something that's standard on school buses. So with Bluebird, it is now standard with school buses. And I have a video here. Let's see if it works. It worked earlier. Are you following me, Shannon?
I can see your slideshow. I don't see the video.
Let me see here.
Stephen, you'll need to stop sharing your slideshow, I think, to bring up the YouTube video.
Stop share.
So yeah, stop share and then reshare the YouTube window.
Oh, got it.
Where the video is coming from.
Okay, it's saying one participant, advanced sharing options.
No, you should do you see the green share screen button down at the bottom? If you just click that again.
Ah, yes, 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 yes.
There you go. So if you start it over, I think.
This is actually kind of a cool video.
And I think, I don't know if Tommy's in here, but you might have to do something as far as your play sound from computer.
Yeah, Stephen, in the top, the three dots at the very top of your screen, click on that and do share computer audio. And then we'll be able to hear it as well. There you go. Got it.
Got it.
All right. I think I have the hang of this.
You are, you're back.
Okay. Are you with me?
Yep,
And is it my,
we can see the PowerPoint.
okay.
Oh. We have some background music.
Oh, I'm playing the IC one now. I'm a bad salesman.
So just but go back to your slideshow view because we can see your, there you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Oh
So,
yeah, you get the oops, like it.
okay, so we just saw the video, which is pretty cool to see that experience of how it affects driving patterns in different situations. I would say that the one thing that I really take away from that video is that it's the electronic stability control is really, really valuable in wet or snowy conditions. So for folks up north, I think it's a huge asset that we can talk about. It's standard. With Bluebird, you can also remove it and you'll get a credit. So it's up to you how you want to proceed. If your drivers take corners at 50 miles an hour, then let's roll with it. Absolutely. But other than that, it's a very neat option and it's a great addition for safety. All right, so there was a whole presentation on this, so I'm not going to go through it really detailed, but this is the Bluebird Corporation detailed list of how to disinfect your bus and what components you should and should not use. Now, if you're wondering what you shouldn't use, it's in red. And if you're wondering what you should use, it's in blue. And this presentation will be available. So we posted this on Facebook, we posted this on LinkedIn, we posted this, we gave it to certain customers that were asking about it. But if you have questions and you want to do the Bluebird approved list of compounds that you can use to clean your bus, this is it, and we can make that available for you.
And remember, everybody, these presentations will be on the TAA YouTube page for you to utilize and review?
So free training class. One little benefit that came from the whole virus situation is that our product support specialist and training specialist, Nate Hawbaker, has put together several training classes online for free for everyone to take advantage of and experience and learn from. So these are, we made these here locally, and we can make more based on what your requests are. So if you really want to see a training class on Cummins 2021, we can do that. We already have training courses on our Vantage website, Braun Lift, AC Theory, Maintenance, and Bendix Air Disc Brakes. So all you need to do in order to get access to these classes is email nate@canyonstatebus.com.
Excellent.
So mobile service has been a big topic today, and Canyon State is also in the mobile service arena. We have 2 new service trucks for service in Phoenix and Tucson. One is in Phoenix, one is in Tucson, full-time. These are our employees, and we're working on buses and buses only. And we are making sure that our customers are taken care of as best as possible. So if you have needs for mobile service, please don't hesitate to contact us. We'll schedule them for your area shortly and get your needs taken care of.
Great.
So if you have any other additional questions, please feel free to contact myself or your local salesperson. We have Brian, who's on the call. He takes care of Eastern Maricopa County and the White Mountains. We have Frank, who takes care of Northern Arizona and Northern Arizona. And then we have Bud that takes care of Southern Arizona. And we have Colin that takes care of West Maricopa County and Western Arizona.
Excellent.
And I think that is it. So if there's any questions.
Anybody questions? Oh, let's see.
Looks like there's one in the chat, and I'm not sure who's asking, because we just have the name of the computer listed. It says, how about the microbird? I don't know if that's in relation, because the question came up after the video from the stability control. So I don't know if that's in reference to, it says ESC. Yes, electronic stability control. Is that available on the microbird?
I don't know. I don't know, but I can find out. And if they'd like, we can get back to them at their preferred contact.
Perfect.
I'm not sure who asked, because like I said, it just has their computer listed. So if they want to put their name in there, that way we can get that over to Steven and he can contact you directly on that one. That would be perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, happy to.
Okay, and then it looks like the link for the training was just put up. Thank you, Bud. If you guys want to take a peek at that, and if that will help you and your departments. And any other questions for Stephen before we wrap up?
Stephen, that question came from D. Burrows at Chevlon Butte.
Dave Burrows.
And he had his, if you check the chat, his email address is in there for you as well, sir.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, we appreciate you sharing. We appreciate you supporting us through the ups and downs, and of course, always being available. So we'll wrap up for today. Everybody knows how to reach their Canyon State sales reps, as well as Stephen. If you should have needs or questions and you can't, reach out to one of us on the TAA board and we'll get you connected. All right, everybody have a good afternoon. I think we have about a 30-minute lunch break, and then we are into the home stretch and closing ceremonies starting at 12:30.
Correct.
All
Thank
right.
you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for your time.
Bye-bye.